All right.
I left my glass at home too. Okay.
Thank you. Mario, we wait something?
All right, y'all ready? Hey, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's do it. I call to order the June 14th City Council meeting. It's 5:30. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Campbell. Councilman Leon.
Here.
Councilwoman Godaro.
Present.
Councilwoman Julian.
Here.
Councilman Stevens.
Here.
Vice Mayor Wilson.
Here.
Mayor Harris.
I'm present.
You have a quorum.
Please stand. Before we do the invocation or the Pledge of Allegiance, I want to take this opportunity. This morning, about 4 a.m., we lost a vital part of our community. A young lady, 93 years old, who was very active in this community. And we're going to miss Miss Rita Pierre. So, if you would take a moment of silence in remembrance of her. And let's pray for her daughter and everyone who loved her, because she was loved. Thank you.
God our Father, we thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for this opportunity to gather together. God, in this moment, we pause to ask that you be of comfort to Miss Pierre's family. God, give them strength in this time of bereavement, and everyone that's tied to her, that she played a role in their lives. We pray that you give them comfort. Father, we pray that you bless this meeting. We pray that you give us your knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding as we prepare to deliberate on business that affect your people. Bless this great city that we call Miami Gardens, its residents, stakeholders, businesses, everyone that has something to do with the city. We ask that you rain your many blessings upon us. Father, if you do all those things for us, we promise to give your name all the precious honor and glory that it deserves. It is in your Son's name I do pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Clerk, we're on approval of minutes.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we do have the regular city council meeting minutes for May 24, 2023 before the council for approval.
Can't hear you. Can't hear.
Yeah.
Test, test.
There you go.
All right, we have the May 24, 2023 draft meeting minutes for your approval.
I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any oppositions? Showing none, show the minutes approved. We're on order of business. Are there any items that need to be added, deleted, or
Mr. Mayor?
withdrawn?
I'm not sure if I want to make an amendment to an item, do I have to pull it? Or can I just speak about the amendment? What needs to be done? What needs to be done?
You would need.
I gotta
you need to
pull.
pull.
Okay, let me pull. I want to pull item. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Item 11.7.
All right, any other items that need to be pulled?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Yeah,
Who's here?
Me. 11.8 and also 11.11.
What was the last one? Sorry, Councilwoman.
11.7, 11.8, and 11.11.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I need to add a special presentation if I could, please.
A special presentation.
It'll be brief, I promise.
So we'll add that as item 6.6.
6.6.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
We do have two add-on items that's before the council tonight. First one, add-on item number 1, supporting Running Edge 305 partnership sponsored by Councilman Robert Stevens III. Without objection, we ask that that be added to the consent agenda as 11.12. And the second add-on item is supporting Florida Freedom Riders Foundation and Nationwide Youth Outreach. This is sponsored by Councilman Robert Stevens III. Without objection, we ask that it be added on to the consent agenda as 11.13.
11, 12, and 13. All right, I need a motion to add these items, and
Motion. Second.
it's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Show those items added, special presentations added, and items pulled.
Duly noted, sir.
Need a motion to accept the agenda.
Motion.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show them all added and pulled.
We're now on to the special presentations. Item 6.1, Senior Home Beautification Project presentation. This is sponsored by Mayor Rodney Harris.
Okay. On Saturday, April 28th at 2023, we partnered with several organizations and private partners and came together to make a difference in the lives of 4 senior homeowners in our community. We're going to take a moment right now and look at a short video that recap the efforts that all the people that was involved.
We're here because we value this community and we value each other, and we want to make sure that our senior residents and those who may be less fortunate than we are have an opportunity to live a great quality of life.
The homes that we are going to be going by and doing our good deeds are all recommendations from the various neighborhood watch and crime watch groups in terms of people in the neighborhood. Each one have its own story. Last year we did 5 homes, and the one that was most interesting and touching to us was our 94.5-year-old sister Brett. Her house, in fact, she hadn't seen outside her house for been about 15 years. All of the windows were blocked up. She was in a wheelchair, couldn't care of it. We were able to go in there, clean the house, do the landscape, put down new sod, irrigation, replace the windows, and she wheeled out and was telling everybody in the community she have the best home in the community. Unfortunately, sister girl died about 2 months ago. And when I went there and you see the smile on her face, and the smile that they see did not represent the despair I saw when it was when they received her knowing that I'm living in a jail basically, and she died with a smile on her face, and the neighbors and the relatives said, oh, she told everybody. I was on TV and I had the best house in the neighborhood. And that is what it's all about. The feeling that you get when you see them making a difference, that's who we are in Hannibal.
My name is Deborah Hawkins, and I'm the homeowner here. And I've been here living in this house since 1998. For the city of Miami Gardens to come out and help me with my home is a humbling experience. Based upon the fact that I've had several people come here to do work and hadn't panned out. People come, take the money, they do certain things that are not professional. So I was left with this situation. My home the outside of it was looking like I didn't care for it, but I do. But when you have people that come in and they're dishonest and they do certain things, it discourages you to move forward with other projects in your home. I have a son. He's high functioning. He's autistic. But when you have people that come in and do these type of things, you have to really focus more on the reality of your life and not your home. So that's what I did. This is a humbling experience for me. I'm very grateful. And in the beginning, when they came here, I didn't want to even go through this program because I was afraid based upon the experiences that I had in the past. Mr. Rangoon explained to me that, to trust us and trust the process, and I have, and now here we are. Thank you to the City of Miami Gardens and everyone who came out to help with this process.
They're doing a great job here today by redoing my lawn, a lot of sod, and painting the house. And thank the Mayor Harris for helping me out with this project.
Good afternoon. I want to thank Miami Gardens, the Mayor Harris, Ms. Jackson, and all the organizations that have come together to give us this opportunity to have our house repaired with a lot of work that you've been doing. It's like a light at the end of the tunnel that's been giving us a lot of frustration. I've gone through a lot of challenges trying to keep this house up, and I'm very appreciated and humble, and thank you very much. This is my mother, Ruth Gardner. She's 96 years old, and right now I'm at home taking care of her.
What we're trying to do is just to be able to help some of them. We can't help all of them, but we're trying to help some of them. And we're utilizing some of our Formula One money to do just that, to help our residents. We said that we would give that money back to the community, and this is one of the ways that we're going to do that. And the residents who are receiving these benefits are very excited about it. And again, the stakeholders that have taken part in it and been a part of it, we want to thank them for all their dedicated service and commitment to this community. And we look forward to continuing this mission to help our residents to have a better quality of life. Miami Gardens.
All right, I'd like to recognize the amazing organizations and private partners who supported the initiative. So if you guys are here when I call your name, please stand. The Miami Gardens Neighborhood Watches, which include all our crime watches located throughout the city. One Community Alliance Network Foundation. The Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau. The Greater Miami Service Corps. Calder's Casino, Florida Memorial University, Link Logistics Real Estate, Prudential Real Estate, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Daughters of Kaza, Court 117, the Nobles of Kaza Temple, number 149, Sherwin-Williams, Antioch Missionary Baptist Church of Miami Gardens Men's Ministry, Miami Job Corps, now I'm going to break decorum and ask that we give these volunteers and individuals a big round of applause for changing the lives of them. I want to especially acknowledge some of the young people from Miami Job Corps with certificates. So, Kevin, you can go ahead.
Mayor, thank you for that. Mayor and Council, if I may, before we go into the presentation of these certificates, while we have acknowledged all the individuals that are part of this project, I just want everyone to see the before and after. It's a short video. Certificate of Appreciation, I want to first call Ms. Jamila Rideout, the Executive Director of the Miami Job Corps. We'll have a group photo. Brandon Barnes. Marvin's Bearbrum. Austin Carrier. Trinard French. Tamaya Gilliard. Sharina Harris. Destiny Jolly. Romaine McDonald. Arthur Melton. Lucianet Verdeo Ramos. Diamond Turner. Janijah Williams. Okay. Mayor and Council, if you want, you can feel free to come down and take a group photo with with all our volunteers if it's possible. Can all the volunteers come up and we get a big group photo?
That's a big picture.
That's a big picture? Thank you.
According to Pastor, what we supposed to say? You about to determine that?
do just the youth real quick, and then we'll do everybody. They're gonna come after this picture?
Oh, okay. All right, 1, 2, 3.
All right, we're gonna have everybody close in. Come on. And all the remaining volunteers, please come to the front. Crime Watch members, please come up. All members of the Crime Watch group, please come up.
Sir, Councilman, how you doing? You good, sir? Sir.
See if we're good. See if we're good.
We're back in order now.
Why is the chair so low? It's so low.
There it is. Go ahead, Mr. Ragu.
Good evening. I am Francis Ragu. My address 889 Northwest 214th Street, unit number 102, Miami Gardens, Florida 33169. I stand before you this evening as the president of the Miami Gardens Neighborhood Watch, Inc., a 501c3 organization as certified by the IRS, commonly known as the Umbrella Group, representing 11 and soon to be 12 crime prevention and neighborhood watch organization within the city of Miami Gardens. Many of them are here with us this evening. As I call your name of the organization, I ask that you please stand. We have Andover, Coconut Cay, Brentwood, Bunch Park, Crestview, Rolling Oaks, Lake Lucerne, Norwood Norland, Pentab, Rainbow Park, Riverview, Scott Lake, North County, and our ancillary member, Myrtle Grove, which is in the process of creating the organization. Sadly, as I call our various members, and as I mentioned by the mayor, it is with the extreme sadness that I must inform you of the passing of our matriarch, Ms. Rita Pierre, this morning, the founding member of the Norwood Norland Crime Prevention Group and emeritus member of our umbrella group. We are here this evening to express our appreciation for the mayor, Rodney Harris, for his vision and commitment towards our organization and One Community Can, represented by Karen Hunter-Jackson, for our second annual Arbor Day project, in which we assist some of our elderly residents within the city. In so doing, I must also recognize some of the members of his staff for their tireless effort behind the scene for bringing his vision into fruition. Mr. Kevin Brown, Dr. James Pogue, Ms. Tracy Ann Anthony, Mr. Ozzy Diaz, thank you for your tireless effort behind the scene. We are also extremely proud and sincerely appreciative of our community partners who not only volunteer their labor but also financially, such as the Greater Miami and Convention Bureau, Calder Racetrack, Links Logistic Real Estate, the developers of the land at Calder Racetrack, and Sherwin-Williams Company for giving us a heavy discounted price on our paint and painting supplies. Ms. Karen Jackson will mention the other volunteers in the interest of time. In closing, I again want to thank all the contributors towards this community effort and for the gracious recipients who were the beneficiaries in this project. We are proud to be of your assistance in the time of your need. We intend to broaden our community partnership in going forward, and happy to say that our beautiful city of Miami Gardens is truly a place not only to live, work, and play, but where our community proudly extends a helping hand to our elders and seniors in their golden age. And the best is yet to come. I thank you, Ms. Karen Jackson.
Thank you. For the sake of time, I'll make this brief. Good afternoon. Embedded in our name, One Community Alliance Network, is our purpose, which is to create community alliances to serve our community. I guess I'm supposed to give my address. 1420 Northwest 199th Street, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33169. We were able to pull together public-private partnerships that included civic organizations, fraternal organizations, religious organizations, and leverage funds and labor in order to benefit the collective of the community. And oftentimes we're able to, one entity can't do it on their own for whatever reason, and another one, but together we can all help build our community and help serve the underserved. And so with that, I'd just like to recognize my team, the One Community Alliance Network, which is our vice president, which is here, my sister and partner, Kim Hunter Hurd. And the other two are employees by default. They're my sons, so they don't have a choice. And that's Ben and Jared Jackson. And so we'd like to just say thank you for seeing our vision and being a partner with us in this endeavor. And it's been a blessing to allow us to bless other people. And the groups that are here, and I think Antioch Men's Ministry, Ed Ponder just kind of moseyed in a few minutes late. He's there. And they went out and they did a layman's job. They had with them the president of Miami, with Career Source. And one of the other volunteers was a doctor. And no one let their title get in the way of doing the dirty work and the heavy lifting. And it's just been truly a pleasure. Florida Memorial University, they couldn't be here because Nakia Jones had death in her family, tragic death. And We mentioned Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau. Graylin Swilly Woods is here, and she's the director of Black Hospitality Initiative. And so we all need to hear more about that and how that could help our community as well. Greater Miami Service Corps, which is Deborah Dorsett, Executive Director. Link Logistics, which is George Rios. Miami Job Corps, we had Jamila Rideout. Prudential Real Estate. Oh, yeah, and we can't forget Mr. Garcia, who supervised those kids, and they were great. That's what Miami Job Corps. And we mentioned Sherwin Williams. So we'd just like to say thank you and God bless.
God bless.
And we'd like to invite our volunteers for a brief reception, some refreshments in the community room. So if you can join me now, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're on presentation number 2.
6.2, National Men's Health Month Proclamation, sponsored by Mayor Rodney Harris.
Where's Kevin? Kevin, proclamation.
Whereas, on behalf of our 113,000 residents, the City of Miami Gardens is honored to celebrate National Men's Health Month during the month of June. And whereas, throughout June, National Men's Health Month aims to encourage boys and men to take charge of their overall health by implementing healthy living decisions. And whereas, National Men's Health Month aims to heighten the awareness of preventable health problems and encourage early detection and treatment of disease, including cancer, heart disease, and depression. And whereas, many diseases that disproportionately impact men are preventable through regular doctor visits and healthy lifestyle choices. And whereas, National Men's Health Month gets people talking about health and motivates them to be proactive about their health. And whereas, the City of Miami Gardens, in partnership with Live Healthy Miami Gardens, urges all boys and men to stay healthy by eating right, exercising, seeking regular medical checkups to prevent disease and injury, so they may live long and healthy lives. And now, therefore, through our Mayor Rodney Harris of the City of Miami Gardens, along with his colleagues of the City Council, Vice Mayor Katrina Wilson, Shannon Campbell, Shannon Nigodaro, Reginald Leon, Linda Julian, and Robert Stevens III, do hereby proclaim the City of Miami Gardens the month of June as National Men's Health Month. And we can have Tamara LaBruce from Live Healthy Miami Gardens come up to receive this. Mayor and Council, if you can, come down and have a group photo.
All right.
All right, we're now on to special presentation item 6.3, recognition of Miami Gardens Police Athletic League PAL and Perrin Youth Flag Football Team.
All right. Our Police Athletic League was launched in 2020, and the efforts of our volunteers, police officers, and youth participants are already reaping national achievement and recognition. With an undefeated flag football season this year, under the coaching leadership of Sergeant Payout and his staff, and recently winning the first place in a national tournament, the City of Miami Gardens would like to recognize and award the following 12 student athletes and coaches with medals: Kobe Alvarez, Willie Baptiste, Bryce Coward, Bryce Griffin, Azara Herring, Leon Jacques Jr., Jamari Mitchell, Timothy Peterson, D'Angelo Richard, Rashad Smith, Kyrie Strong, and Elijah Khan. I also would love for our police chief and the council to join us for a group photo, and then after the photo, you young men could go into the community room. We have some pizza waiting for you guys.
Thank you, boss. Appreciate you, boss man.
I go with the next one, go. All right, next presentation, item 6.4, presentation to the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, NAREB in Perrin, sponsored by Councilwoman Linda Julian.
It's a lot of noise. I'm just waiting for the noise to clear. Good evening. The month of June is widely recognized as National Homeownership Month. This idea was birthed during the administration of President Bill Clinton and grew from National Homeownership Week in 1995 to National Homeownership Month under President George W. Bush in 2002. This month celebrates the value that owning a home brings to families, communities, and neighborhoods across America. The hurdles of closing costs and down payments during the home buying process can oftentimes be the deciding factor for people that desire to be homeowners. With that in mind, I have the honor of helping to make the possibility of home ownership a little bit more attainable for aspiring homeowners in Miami Gardens. Today, I am presenting a check for $2,000 to an incredible not-for-profit organization, NARAB, the South Florida Board of Realtors, the local chapter of NARAB, which is the National Association of Real Estate Brokers located right here in Miami Gardens. The advocacy work that they have done for homeowners in Miami Gardens is invaluable, and I am happy to support their continued efforts in attracting residents to our great city. So we have the president of NARAB here, Ms. Sonia Hickman. Mayor and council, please join me for a photo.
Vernita, you gonna sit there and let that happen?
All right, we're on to the next presentation, item 6.5, recognition for the City of Miami Gardens Higher Education Scholarship Award winners, and this is sponsored by Councilman Robert Stevens III.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, colleagues. I'm going to actually ask you all to join down below. But before we do that, I just want to highlight that the individuals that we are awarding academic financial scholarships to all applied for the Higher Education Initiative and was selected based off meeting the requirements that is outlined each year to our constituents. These individuals have done amazing academically. One of them actually has perfect attendance for all 13 years in school, have not missed a day, and a graduate of Miami Norland Senior High School. And then you have nurses that are going over, individuals that are studying nursing, matriculating to institutions such as Florida International University, where I am a graduate of. You have Bethune-Cookman. I think those are the ones that I remember off the top of my head, but I just want to express my sincere appreciation to my colleagues for supporting this initiative. I was once posed with the question, what is the return of investment to donating to our young people? And let me just say, when you have scholars that are that's before us, that has gone away to institutions of higher learnings and returned to invest into their communities by contributing to the thriving economy that we have here in Miami Gardens by donating their time, like a Brian Moss, who's a recipient of our scholarship from last year, but it's interning with my office this year. He came back home from FAMU and said that he want to ensure that he gives back to the community that presented him with endless opportunities. This is what the return of investment look like. sending our young people off to school to learn and come back to the community that raised them, the community that birthed them and given them endless opportunities. So I just want to thank my colleagues who supported the initiative 3 years ago and my colleagues who continue to support the initiative to send our young people to college and make sure that they receive affordable and accessible but a solid education. We started off with awarding 2 the first year, then we moved up to 5, and this year I am proud to announce that we will be awarding 10 individuals with the Miami Gardens Dream Scholarship as they prepare to transition to post-secondary education. Mr. Stewart will call their names and the institution in which they will be attending. I ask my colleagues if you can join now to shake their hand and congratulate each of the recipients as their names are called. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Good evening, all, Mayor and Council. We have our first winner. He is not here today, so as Council is getting ready, I still want to make sure that I announce him. His name is Mauricio Cuba, and he is a graduate from Hialeah Miami Lakes Senior High School. We also have another recipient who is currently up at orientation at Florida State University, where she will be studying commercial music, Miss Maya Colley. And our first scholarship recipient who is present today, we have Miss Karjay Duncombe, a graduate of Barbara Goldman Senior High School. She will be attending the University of Miami in the fall, studying public health with a minor in pre-medicine. I was waiting for them to finish. We have Miss Mila Fliari, a graduate from Booker T. Washington Senior High School. She will be attending Florida International University, majoring in physics. Up next, we have Miss Demia Lewin. She is a graduate of Calvary Christian Academy. She will be attending Nova Southeastern University, majoring in nursing. Up next, we have representing Ms. Layla Benjamin, her father, State Representative Christopher Benjamin. She is a graduate of American Senior High School, and she will be attending Florida International University, where she will be majoring in nursing also. Up next, we have Miss Mariah Samuels, a graduate of the Educational Center. She will be attending Florida Atlantic University, where she will be majoring in journalism. The next recipient, she is not here tonight. She also had a prior engagement, Ms. Asia White. She is a graduate of Miami Norland Senior High School. Up next, we have Ms. Almani Fletcher, a graduate of the Law Enforcement Officers High School. She will be attending Bethune-Cookman University, majoring in nursing. And now our great male representation. Representing Miami Norland Senior High School, we have Mr. Dante Payton, majoring in cybersecurity at Miami-Dade College. Congratulations to all of our winners.
I just want to highlight that through this graduation and promotion season, collectively we have given over 60 worth of scholarships to the young people of this community. And that's something that we must, Mr. Mayor, if we can break protocol and do a hand clap for that, because we are all right. Vice Mayor, you want to give us instruction?
Absolutely. Okay, everyone's going to look forward at the camera. All right. We are going to, the count of three, give us our biggest smile. 1, 2, 3. All right, and always the second time around, this is great city of Miami Gardens. We're going to say Miami Gardens. 1, 2, 3. Miami Gardens. That's awesome. Thank you.
All right, Mayor, Council, there's one more special presentation, item 6.6, special presentation by the City Manager's Office.
Mayor, Council. We recently celebrated our 20th anniversary. There are some employees who have been with us nearly the entire time. So tonight I'd like to recognize one of our employees who has decided to retire after 18 years of service here with the City of Miami Gardens. So Deborah Wilson, I'd like to invite you down to the front. Ms. Murphy, would you and your team also come down to the front? We have a nice presentation for you. I'm going to read the plaque that we got for you. With our deepest appreciation in honor of your dedication and 18 years of loyal service, Deborah Wilson, a time to look back with admiration, a time to look forward with anticipation. Best wishes and congratulations on your retirement, your family at the City of Miami Gardens. Congratulations.
Okay, everyone. Let's look forward. 1, 2, 3. All right. And then the last one, I got all my steps into that.
I got the word. I feel so low.
Representative Benjamin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and the esteemed members of the City Council. I bring you greetings from Tallahassee. Finally back home, thank goodness. We've had some events planned here in the City of Miami Gardens that I wanted to make sure that the Council and our residents knew about. On June the 24th, that's a Saturday, we will be having we're bringing the Department of Juvenile Justice and the Department of Children and Families to Miami Gardens to give our residents some information about the resources that they have for our families and students, as well as those students who will be aging out of the foster care system. So oftentimes as a state representative, we're asked, what can we do for the community? As a state representative, one of the biggest resources that we have is the ability to talk to the heads of agencies and have those agencies present information to our constituents. So that's what we're going to be doing on June the 24th. We're going to be bringing the Department of Children and Families and the Department of Juvenile Justice to the City of Miami Gardens. to talk about family resources and aging out of foster care. On June the 26th, which is that following Monday, we'll be having the Department of Motor Vehicles come to Miami Gardens to do driver's license, to give driver's licenses and IDs for any residents who have an issue with regards to obtaining their driver's license or their state ID. Remember that one of the requirements to be able to vote is that you have to have a valid state ID. So this will be an opportunity to do that. For those of you who may have changed your signatures, you need to update your ID or your driver's license with that either change of name or change of signature. Both of these events will be happening at the Betty T. Ferguson Center from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Our DMV event is happening in conjunction with our Councilman Reggie Leon. That's it for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. I also want to take this opportunity to say hello and welcome to our former Councilwoman, Lisa Davis. I think that's the end of...
Yep, that's the end of presentations. We're now on to public comments.
Public comments. Public comments are now open. Mr. Clerk, do you have any written communication?
No, we don't have no written communication, Mr. Mayor.
All right, I have several cards here. But before we start, could you read the back of the card so everyone will know correct rules and policies?
Okay. Article 2, Section 2-60 of the City of Miami Gardens Code entitled Public Participation provides that any person making personally irrelevant, impertinent, or slanderous remarks or who becomes boisterous while addressing the City Council shall not be considered orderly or observing decorum. If any person becomes too lengthy, abusive, obscene, and/or disruptive or otherwise fail to comply with decorum rules, the presiding officer may issue a warning and provide an opportunity for the individual to conclude remarks in a decorous manner and within the designated time limit, interrupt and terminate the individual from concluding their remarks, bar the individual from further appearance before the City Council unless or until permission to continue or again address the City Council is granted by a majority vote of the City Council. Order shall be maintained. If any person refuses to obey the order of the presiding officer and is declared out of order, the individual may be subject to removal by the Sergeant of Arms.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. First person up will be Mr. Reuben Roberts.
Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council people. So football guys, so I know we play fun with each other, but that was a faux pas. Listen, I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to really speak to an upcoming event that we're having at the Betty T. Ferguson Center on June 22nd, and it's a viewing of the film Hush. And it's about empowering black men during Men's Health Month. And the film stands for Hush, stands for Help Us Say Help. So many men suffer in silence. Women too, but a lot of black men suffer in silence. We are afraid to show our vulnerability. We're afraid to show the softer side. And one of the things that this film does is really addresses the stigma associated with mental health and wellness. I like to use the term wellness because that's a part of going through your journey with mental health. I want to say to you, everyone that's in this room right now, if I were to use the diagnostic tool that we use to diagnose folks, everyone in this room, there's something that's diagnosable about you in the DSM-5, including me. So it's important that we get the help that we need. I really would like for you all to show up to this event. We will have a panel discussion. The film is 72 minutes long. Starts at 6:30. We'll be ending at 9. And we'll have a panel discussion moderated by a very special guest moderator. I'm sure you would appreciate it. I want to say to you, to the mayor, to the council, sitting here, I'm glad I had that opportunity to see this again. I am so proud to be a part of Miami Gardens, the largest black city in Miami. I just want to say that what you guys do today, recognizing the elderly, doing those homes, recognizing the young, contributes to mental health and wellness. And I want to encourage you guys to continue to do so. Please come on out. Make sure that if you have a friend or a loved one that is suffering from depression, anxiety, or stress, can't get out of bed, can't move, make sure that you invite them to come on out on Thursday, on the 22nd of June at the Betty T. Ferguson Center, because we really think that they can benefit from seeing this film. Thank you.
Thank you. Clint John Jr. Is that his name? Clint John Jr.? Okay. There's two of y'all?
Good evening.
Hold on. Which one of you guys are Clint John?
Me.
Okay.
It's both of us.
So that's Caden? All right, so the two of you guys go ahead and speak.
Good evening, Sir Mayor, distinguished council members, and citizens. My name is Clint John, and I currently attend Norland Middle School in 6th grade.
My name is Caden, and I also attend Norland Middle School, and I'm in 6th grade.
We are interning for the office of Councilwoman Linda Julian.
We are elated to be interning for the councilwoman.
And we just want to say to you, thank you for giving us the opportunity to intern in your office and thinking about educating our youth. Thank you.
Thank you, young man. Armando Bravo.
Good afternoon, council, ladies and gentlemen of the council board. It's actually Artemio Bravo, but it's Greek, so I'll go easy. It's Armando's fine.
Thank you.
As I say, my name is Artemio Bravo. I appreciate the time that you're giving me here. I am a entrepreneur.
I need your address for the record.
Pardon me?
State your address for the record.
My address right now in Opaloka is 16275 Northwest 47th Avenue.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Again, I thank you for this time. I just want to say that I am an entrepreneur, solopreneur. I'm an innovator. I am an engineer, a structural, mechanical, and civil engineer in training, as I like to see myself in that. By the grace of God, I have been led to discover a sustainable energy innovation that is quite unprecedented from anything right now that's in the market, and I would like the permission, the support and guidance from the council and the city to allow me to build a prototype in any of the buildings in here in the city to show and to prove that this is actually something that we've all been praying for. It's something that we've all been praying for. This something that's going to help transition us from fossil fuel burning to green energy. And this is a system that I'm presenting is 100%, well, not everything's always 100%, but it's close to 100% environmentally safe. And I also have other projects that will be able to preserve and protect the lives of people from in natural disasters. And I would, like I said, I'd like to the council, the city of Miami Gardens to grant me that permission and guidance and support to do that.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, and also, I also have some business cards. Whoever owns a home, I'd like to give a presentation to them.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Miss Rhea Hughes.
Good evening, Council.
Good
Reed
evening.
Hughes, 3335 Northwest 180th Street, Miami Gardens, Florida, 33056. In reviewing the City of Miami Gardens request for a special event application, Section 4 under Application for Public Music Broadcast Permit as it pertains to applicants requesting a permit to conduct or operate public music or broadcast an event. I find there's a great need for this section to be revisited and amended by the originators of this document to address and incorporate language which prohibits the use of profanity and the use of excessive loud music, DJing, and other transmitting devices used for outdoors events. These actions stated above were experienced at an approved event held at Myrtle Grove Park on last Saturday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Homeowners on 31st Avenue and particularly on 32nd Avenue, of which the park is literally in their backyards, stated their homes were vibrating from the overbearing of loud music, while others complained they had to increase the volume on their televisions and telephones to hear. Yes, we want people to enjoy themselves in our city because we say it's where you want to be. But we want people to respect our communities within the city as well. For we, the residents, deserve peace, quiet, and comfort in the place we call home. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. Mr. Dupree, Howard Dupree.
Howard Dupree, 1734 Northwest 192nd Street, Miami Gardens, Florida. Good evening. First of all, I just want to say I watched the earlier workshop online, and I thought it was very productive. You addressed a very needed subject. For the first time I'm seeing our residential areas are much cleaner, much neater than our commercial establishments. So that was very timely. The code enforcement has been doing a wonderful job in getting our residential neighborhoods enhanced, but now we need to focus on the commercial properties because they really need cleaning up. Second thing is last night, the Florida Department of Transportation had a public meeting on a project for 183rd Street from 27th Avenue to Northeast 5th Avenue, I believe. And in the public presentation, and I have a copy for each of you of what they're proposing to do. The problem with it is it doesn't include any new landscaping for 183rd Street. We got areas that are sparse or need additional landscaping and trees. With global warming, I've heard the experts say the trees help cool our cities down. Plus, aesthetically, we need more trees and landscaping along 183rd Street. It also does not address bike lanes or bike markings.
No, keep going.
Yeah, it doesn't address bike lanes or bike markings or any signage along the way of saying share the road, those type of things. If you notice, we got more and more.
No, let him speak, Miss.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, thanks. If you notice, we have more and more bicyclists and scooters in our community. They're not just being used for recreation anymore. They're being used for transportation to get to work, get to school, whatever. But I think we should ask the Federal Department of Transportation to provide those same type of enhancements that they do in other cities that I see, with the bike lanes, with the bike markings, the trees, the landscaping, and all. So just want to bring that to your attention. I appreciate the additional time.
Thank you, Mr. Dupree. Any other public comments? Showing no more public comments. Public comments are now closed. Mr. Clerk.
All right, there are no ordinances on for first reading and public hearing, no ordinances on for second reading and public hearing, no resolutions for public hearing. We're on a consent agenda. Item 11.1, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, recognizing June as National Homeownership Month, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Linda Julian. Item 11.2, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds for Councilwoman Shannon Campbell's Public Affairs Special Events account not to exceed $1,000 in support of the Ivy Rosettes program sponsored by the Gamma Zeta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Inc., provided for adoption representation, provided for its effective date. This is sponsored by Councilwoman Shannon Campbell. Item 11.3, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds for Councilwoman Shannon Campbell's Public Affairs Special Events account in an amount not to exceed $1,000 in support of the Miami-Dade Chambers of Commerce Women's Business Council's Little Black Dress and Pearls fundraising event, provided for adoption representation, provided for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Shannon Campbell. Item 11.4, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds for Councilwoman Shannon Campbell's Public Affairs Special Events account in an amount of $4,500 non-pro tuck in support of the Baja's reunion held on June 4, 2023, providing for instructions to the city clerk, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilwoman Shannon Campbell. Item 11.5, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, supporting the Black Colleges Experience, Inc., 7th Annual South Florida HBCU Picnic, authorizing in-kind support, waiving the costs associated with the use of the Showmobile and Miami Gardens Police Department for Saturday, July 8, 2023, in an amount not to exceed $4,968, provided for adoption representation, provided for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilman Reggie Leon. Item 11.6, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating $550 from Councilman Reggie Leon's Public Affairs Special Events account to support Coconut Cay Annual Graduate Parade, provided for adoption representation, provided for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilman Reggie Leon. Item 11.9, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, awarding invitation to bid number 22-23, purchase and delivery of sports equipment to BSN Sports LLC, Hala Athletics LLC, Pyramid School Products and Design, and authorizing city manager to issue purchase orders not to exceed the annual budgeted amount for this purpose, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by the city manager. Item 11.10, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorizing city manager and city to execute and attest respectively that certain health equity grant agreement in an amount of $498,627.63 with the Florida Department of Health, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager. Item 11.12, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds from Councilman Stevens' Special Events / Public Affairs account in an amount not to exceed $3,000 in support of the Running Edge 305 partnership with Councilman Stevens and his quarterly walks for health, providing for instructions to the city clerk, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilman Robert Stevens III. Item 11.13, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, allocating funds from Councilman Stevens' Special Events / Public Affairs account in an amount not to exceed $1,500 in support of the Florida Freedom Riders Foundation and Nationwide Youth Outreach, Inc., providing for instructions to the city clerk, providing for adoption representation, providing for effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilman Robert Stevens, and that is your consent agenda.
I need a motion on the consent agenda.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the consent agenda pass.
All right, next item is item 11.7, a resolution of the City Council, City of Miami Gardens, Florida, amending the protocol manual attached here to as Exhibit A, providing for adoption representation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Councilman Robert Stevens III.
And who pulled 11.7? Oh, Councilman, you pulled
Yes.
your own item. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to add language to this item to address should a request to utilize the chambers come in, that the request goes to the clerk's office, and at which point the clerk is to prepare a resolution to bring it before council for approval. That's my amendment to the item.
All right. I don't have any objection to it. Any questions from the dais in reference to this?
I have a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what if that request is made, but it's not in time for it to come before the city council meeting, because we only meet twice a month?
Right, so at which point I suggest, Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
At which point I suggest that the individuals are then direct it to the other community centers and spaces that we have throughout the throughout the city.
That's all the
Any other
questions. That's the
questions?
only question I have.
Any other?
So, I had,
Go ahead.
so, so is there any way that we could be specific about the allowable things that'll come here so that it is not subjective? You follow what I'm saying? Like if we don't want or believe that certain things ought to happen here and only certain things, it could be like military related, police, county, state kind of events that are exclusive here, and then all others have to go elsewhere, period. That way it doesn't get to be subjective to anything or person. It just is maintained for ceremonial purposes. You know, state, local, municipal, governmental kind of thing.
No, I don't have
Military.
a problem with that at all. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Madam Attorney, is that possible?
It's possible, but we need to know what the amendment is.
Yeah.
Well,
because right now you have it where you permit certain things and you permit it for other government agencies with the city council by resolution. So we're trying to figure out, he has to know what the amendment is to put it in the manual.
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
Well, my amendment was,
We got yours.
right, my amendment is to, should a request to utilize the chambers come in, that request goes to the clerk's office, and at which point the clerk would prepare a resolution to bring it before the council for approval. That's the language I'm asking to be added to this, the amendment, to this manual. And then I think the vice mayor is mentioning that we indicate what entities or the purpose can actually use without coming to us, is what you're saying?
Like who's exempt, like law enforcement, veterans.
Yeah,
If
like
Miami-Dade.
state.
Ceremonial purposes.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah,
that's,
it's
isn't
in the
that
item.
that's included in the
It's in-
item, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that's already included in the item.
That didn't sound like it, did it? I just wanted to be sure now.
Sure.
Because what I was trying to say was, no other events but those. We don't need to approve anybody else coming in here to do exercises, to do anything. You follow what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
So you're saying like
But-
training.
Certain categories shouldn't have to even come before us.
Gotcha.
That's what
I agree.
Yeah.
You all got it?
Only because it looks like the amendment is that my office will be preparing the item for council approval. To count Vice Mayor Wilson's question, as I look at the item, it does say meetings for community purpose or by other government agencies will be permitted in council chambers with the authorization of the city council by resolution. If I'm understanding your statement, Vice Mayor Wilson, you're saying that you want there to be an exemption for other government agency to use the chambers for?
I guess what I was saying is, for community purposes, it should not be used for that purpose. But for state-related, government, municipal, and other kinds of military, police, ceremonial events, that it could come, it should take place without having to come before us for approval.
That, just so we're clear, that is already part of it without a resolution. What the item says is that chambers can be used for meetings of the city council, statutory boards and committees, quasi-judicial proceedings, special master hearings, and swearing in of sworn positions. So that would take care of police.
Okay, I think that.
But anything else would need a resolution. That's how it's written.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm saying we shouldn't have it for nothing else.
Nothing else should come?
That's what she's, yeah. that's
Oh,
what
okay, so take that out.
All right. So now what's the amendment?
I'm cool with ceremonial purposes. That's the only thing that I believe outside of everything that is outlined in the chamber, in the item, this chamber should be used for. I think anything outside of ceremonial purposes or meetings for government entities to actually conduct business should be out in our community centers that we have throughout the city.
Okay. So you got that, Mr. Clerk? Did you get that amendment?
We need a motion.
We need a motion and amendment, please.
I'm
Let's
about to
spell it out.
motion on that now.
Motion.
What's the motion?
The motion is to amend the item and have it read that only ceremonial events take place inside the
Yeah, no,
chambers.
it's inside of the item already. I don't know what the confusion is.
That's why we're amending it, is where we're confused.
Yeah, we're
Because it already
confusing on
says
what
it,
we're.
So why are we amending it?
Yeah,
That's what we're confused.
I think that's where we're confused at because, sorry, Madam Attorney, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
I think the confusion is because in there it says that the chambers can be used for the swearing in of sworn positions. Is in there, and I believe what Councilman Stevens is saying, you can correct me if I'm wrong, anything ceremonial outside of that should be utilized at a different
Community
facility,
centers.
unless it's brought for approval by the council via resolution.
All right,
Okay.
state that.
So,
State that for the record.
so if I'm understanding Councilman Stevens' amendment, the amendment should be a motion to amend the resolution to include requests for utilization of the chambers shall be submitted to the clerk, to which the clerk will prepare a resolution for council consideration and approval.
I need a motion on that.
So you're saying that anytime it's used, it has to have council approval?
Correct.
And that's what I was saying. Isn't that what you said?
No.
That's what you just read.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Can I explain it one more time?
Yeah.
Yes.
The first line, the first sentence of this portion of the protocol manual states that the uses that are approved without council's approval, which is city council meetings, statutory boards and committees, quasi-judicial proceedings, special master hearings, and the swearing in of sworn positions. Anything outside of that, the amendment that Councilman Stevens is saying that those requests for anything outside of that should be submitted to the city clerk's office, to which my office will prepare an item for council's approval.
And so I thought my amendment was nobody else but those, and no further approval continues to come before us. Because then it gets to be a selective process. Everybody that is not ceremonial and that's listed in the amendment should use the external things as you are saying. Because then it goes back to Councilwoman's position, and that is if someone needs to use it, then we are back to having to come before us. And so if exclusively we go to the external things, then this becomes the place for ceremonial state municipal functions. That's what I was saying.
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
If it's the will of my colleagues to move forward with that amendment, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with the amendment of removing my amendment to bring forth an item for a selection process. I don't have a problem with that, but the vice mayor is suggesting either or. My biggest purpose of supporting bringing forth this resolution is the sacredness of utilizing this city chambers. That's why I thought it was necessary. There are many times when we council members need to discuss city business and the chambers throughout the day is not available. And that's why I thought it was necessary. So if it's the will of this council to take away the selection process of preparing resolutions or receiving requests outside of what's outlined in the first line, I don't have a problem with that.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
There's a motion on the floor already.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the current motion? So that's on the floor right now.
I think it was the current motion is for the addition of what the councilman stated earlier.
Right.
That's the motion that's on the floor.
And my motion was in there to exclude having to come back to council for anything that is not listed there.
But we have to deal with the current motion first.
No,
Mr. Mayor,
because
the current motion
doesn't have a second.
Right, and he just said that he would, if you guys were inclined to do what Vice Mayor suggested, that he was fine with that. So really, as it stands, Vice Mayor's motion would be the one.
So we don't have a
Motion is to
second on the
remove-
current?
Right,
Okay.
right.
So I need to move that.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
I'm sorry, Mr.
On which
Mayor,
one?
I'm confused.
It was on hers.
We just second the vice mayor's motion.
Yeah, I seconded, he seconded the vice mayor's motion.
Right.
He doesn't have to withdraw his motion?
No.
Now, he's willing to
I yield
accept.
to the vice mayor's
Yeah,
motion.
he's willing to accept her motion.
Okay, I'm clear on what the motion, the amendment is,
All
which
right,
is
so-
removing the
Correct.
the selection process, the approval process.
Yeah. So now it's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the item pass.
No. Show the item amended.
Amended.
Now we need a motion to approve
Motion
the
to
resolution
approve it.
as amended.
All right, well, I need a motion to approve
Motion?
the motion as
Second.
amended. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the item pass.
We're now on to item 11.8, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, amending the protocol manual attached here to as Exhibit A, providing for adoption or revocation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by Vice Mayor Katrina Wilson.
This was pulled by
Yeah.
you,
Me? Yes.
Councilwoman Campbell?
Yes.
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Mayor,
Yes.
I just wanted the record to reflect that I support this item.
Duly noted.
That's it.
It's duly noted. Need a motion on the item?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Showing none, show the item pass.
All right, we're now on to item 11.11, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Miami Gardens, Florida, authorizing the city manager to proceed with negotiations with Legacy Development Alliance, LLC, for the development of city-owned land located at 2775 Northwest 183rd Street, providing for adoption or revocation, providing for an effective date, and this is sponsored by the city manager.
Who pulled this item?
Me.
Campbell.
Councilwoman Campbell?
Yes. Okay, I have a question as it relates to item 1111. And this question, in the notes that we received, that I see that Legacy Development Alliance, that they're proposing to do a 42-bedroom vacation rental. And I need clarity on what does that mean?
Mr. Manager?
In their proposal, Councilwoman, that would mean a short-term rental such as an Airbnb or VRBO or something of that nature.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Sure. It would be a short-term rental, something akin to an Airbnb or a VRBO, something that you would find on one of those sites.
Okay, thank you for that. If I recall correctly, when the previous meeting, when we had the workshop, maybe it was a workshop, that it was clearly stated that about the Airbnbs, the hookahs, and those kinds of things. This is not the element that we want to welcome here, at least I don't. So if this is what they're proposing, I have to put on the record that I do not support Legacy Development Alliance on this item.
Okay. Those things, Councilwoman, we would deal with a lot of that during negotiations. The negotiations would not just be on price and things of that nature. It would also be on the specific elements of the project. So we would handle those things during the negotiations. We heard your comments during the last workshop, along with many of your colleagues, and we are prepared to address those during negotiations.
Okay, for point of clarity, I gotta make a statement, because you heard the statement at the previous workshop, the conversation was had, but then they're still putting it out to the public saying this is what they want to do. So that's a very serious concern for me.
Mayor?
Go ahead.
Councilwoman, their presentation did not change from the last time, but it will change before it comes back to you again. Tonight, you are not authorizing us to enter into an agreement with them. You are only authorizing us to negotiate an agreement, which would have to come back to you, and it's probably going to be a development agreement that outlines the uses that we will agree to and those we won't. And the manager heard your concerns at the last meeting, for sure.
Thank you for clarity, Madam Attorney. That's all my questions.
That's it. Any other questions or concerns? Showing that, I need a motion on the item.
Motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition?
Yes, I'm opposed.
Show the opposition.
Duly noted, Mr. Mayor. Item passes 6-1. All right, there are no resolutions, there are no quasi-judicial zoning hearings, and Jenny disclosure. We're on to the reports of the city manager, city attorney, and city clerk.
Mr. Manager?
No report, Mayor.
Madam Attorney?
I don't have a report, Mayor.
Mr. Clerk?
No report.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening once again, colleagues, residents, and everyone that's present. Everyone that's present at tonight's council meeting. Again, I want to say thank you to all of my colleagues and everyone for supporting the Miami Gardens Dream Scholarship through our Higher Ed initiative. I also, before I dive into my report, I want to officially, though she's been here for a month, welcome home one of my summer interns, Miss Kennedy Freeman. Stand up, Kennedy. Kennedy has been working very, very, very hard. She returned home from FAMU, business major, and she is going into her senior year in this upcoming fall. All right. On June 5th, I had the honor of announcing the Miami Gardens Higher Education Partnership with St. Thomas University, Florida Memorial University, and Miami-Dade College. This program plans to offer educational services to residents at our park facilities here in the city of Miami Gardens, creating accessible and affordable education. The press conference was held here in the City Hall chambers, and it was a huge success. All of the attendees left feeling inspired and, most importantly, informed about this great addition to the city of Miami Gardens. The program is planned to start classes in the month of September, starting with Miami-Dade College. And as I've been saying throughout my time of visiting the different centers, is that there's no age restriction on going to school to continue your education. So it is my prayers that each of you would take full advantage of these resources that we have made available to the community. Starting next month, in the month of June, we will be providing info sessions with Miami-Dade College and the other institutions to ensure that residents get the necessary help that they need to register for classes, as well as receive the financial assistance that is tied to this program. Coming up on this Friday, June 16th, I'll be hosting the World Elder Abuse Awareness Day Fair in partnership with the Miami Gardens Elderly Affairs Advisory Committee at the Senior Center starting at 9 a.m. As always, we have partnerships with Jesse Trice Community Health Center and Chin Med to provide information about available resources and programs to support and safeguard our seniors, and most importantly, lunch will be served. On June 24th, I'll be hosting Let's Walk for Health to promote Men's Mental Month at the Betty T. Ferguson Recreation Complex on the track starting at 7 a.m. I encourage you all to come out and have a good time. You can register for this walk at cmghealthwalk.eventbrite.com. And I won't go into July months for sake of time, but I just want to acknowledge, July initiatives for the sake of time, but I want to acknowledge that on tomorrow, June 15th, that would be the last day of our summer Meltdown Fitness Challenge. Let me just say, for the first time since I've been in office, that we've had this fitness challenge starting off in the January in the new year. We have had record-breaking numbers of residents that has participated on a weekly basis, so much so that we had to create a second edition, which was our Summer Meltdown. So to all of the residents that participate, I said thank you. And to all of the fitness instructors, I say thank you. Don't let it stop tomorrow. Take what you learn, keep practicing, and we'll see you in January. That ends my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Nigadaro?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to thank the City of Miami for honoring me as one of their 2023 Gombe Festival honorees in recognition of the Bahamas' 50th independence. On June 5th, I had the honor to serve as the Crestview Elementary graduation ceremony speaker. Thank you, Crestview, for the award and recognition. Thank you to Dr. William Alexis, MD, for being my speaker at our June Unity Town Hall. Your insightful presentation in honor of Men's Health Awareness Month was truly appreciated. Our next Unity Town Hall is July 5th, 2023 at Bunch Park inside the classroom. My Lady Cares program has been assisting our Seat 3 seniors with personal and social service needs. Thank you, Tom Ruiz, Dr. Bispot, and PD. Happy birthday to all of my residents born in the month of June. Our condolences once again and thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Mama Pierre. We are praying for you during this difficult time. And happy Father's Day to all of our fathers in the city of Miami Gardens. I'd also like to recognize again former Vice Mayor and Councilwoman Lisa Davis. Thank you so much. That ends my report.
Thank you. Councilman Leon?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to say Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers that's out there, the backbone of the community. Also, June 22nd, we'll be having an empowerment, Black Men's Mental Health. Let's talk about it. Hosted by Mayor Rodney Harris, myself, and Ruben Roberts, and Steve Johnson. That's put on by Live Healthy Miami Gardens. Again, that's June 22nd, 6 p.m. at Betty T. Ferguson Community Center. And that ends my report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Julian?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. On June 24th at 10 a.m., my office is hosting a family fun homebuyer community event. If you would like to learn about the Hometown Heroes program and the funds that are available through the state of Florida legislature to help folks who want to purchase a home, then I encourage you to come by. We'll also have information as it relates to home buying for veterans and folks who are looking to just get a traditional home or a traditional loan. It'll be a family fun event, so bring the kids. We'll have bounce houses, we'll have food. It'll be a wealth of information, and we're looking forward to seeing you. It's going to be at the Senior Family Center. Again, that is June 24th at 10 a.m. Randy, stand up. Randy, stand up. This is Randy Grice. For those of you who may not know, Randy Grice is my legislative analyst, and I'm going to embarrass him right now.
Hi, Randy Grice.
Yes, Randy, wave. Tomorrow is Randy's birthday, and so
happy birthday.
I'd love for each and every one of you to help me wish Randy a very happy birthday. I appreciate you. I thank you for all the hard work. You keep my office running, and happy birthday, young man.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Randy.
And that ends my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Campbell.
All righty. Good evening, everyone. First, I want to start off by thanking everyone for attending the Baja's reunion. It was supersonic hot, and we had a great time. Glad that the spiritual Holy Spirit was able to spread some love and joy over the community, and we're going to keep that positive forward progress movement going. Also, I want to thank all my colleagues that came out, and the city charter officers, the parks department. I mean, it was the whole shebang was out there. Just y'all saw me on 1 million, not 1,000. I was on 1 million that day. So, but I thank all of you, and you did a great job. Y'all made it happen. I was just the vessel to kind of lead the way, but you all did all the work and made it happen, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. I also want to take an opportunity to wish all the fathers a happy Father's Day. Enjoy your day. Ladies, let them have their way. Okay? And to my two charter officers, Mr. Bataille and Mr. Benson, and my colleagues that sit with me up here, Mr. Mayor and Mr. Leon, I gave you all a little token of my appreciation. and enjoy. That ends my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. We appreciate it.
Oh, one more thing. I'm looking forward to Saturday, Juneteenth. Oh, we ready.
And you heard it there first, and you're hearing it here second. For sure, in my final comments for tonight, our office, along with Parks and Recreation and just a whole bunch of folks, have been working extremely hard with our partners, myself, Councilman Leon, Councilman Stevens, to make Juneteenth a memorable event. I think that now probably more than ever, as we in our country are tested about the freedoms that Americans have long assumed that they have, it is now time for us to reassess those freedoms and to continue to value them in the highest form. And the greatest way that we can do that is through our participation in democracy, our participation in our freedom to speak, as well as the freedom to be heard. And so here in this city exercised a fundamental right, and that was the right to self-govern. And the belief in that and the push for that landed us right here where we are. And that is because we live in a country as great as the one we live in. And so I would say, don't sleep on the opportunity to participate in any event that awards and recognizes the freedom to speak, to live, to love, and to be loved, but more importantly, in my mind, to worship as we so desire, as long as it doesn't bring harm to our fellow man. So if you want to be in a place that knows how to party with a purpose, I'll see you at Hard Rock, June 17th on Saturday. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your food, bring your car, bring your chair, and most important, bring your love. And we will be glad to share in that all together. Thank you very much, and I'll see you there.
Ooh-wee. No, again, I want to just take this time again to say a prayer for the family and friends of Miss Pierre. She was well loved in this community again, and she's going to be missed. This past weekend, we had the opportunity to have a few wonderful events. We had a golf tournament. And it was a great. Thank you, Miss Cole. It was a great event. We were able to have an event Thursday night. We started out with an event at Lorna's. We were able to recognize some of our students in the community again. Then we had a male youth conference at Topgolf, and that turned out really well. That turned out really, really well. So I don't have the list of all of the sponsors that participated in that event, but I do want to recognize Rolling Crest Lake Homeowners Association for making a contribution to helping our kids and helping our community. We appreciate it, and we say thank you. And then I want to take the time out to recognize the entire city staff, but two individuals that put in so much work on this event. Sam and Yvonne, could y'all stand, please? They did a great job with that event, as well as all of the events that they participate in. But that event turned out to be, it was a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we appreciate it. Let's continue to show love to each other, continue to love this city because it's ours. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting. Been moved and seconded, show the meeting adjourned. This is one of them marathons. Creek Formula One race. Residents and visitors can take advantage of our beautiful park, sports, music, diverse dining experiences, entertainment, and more. We invite